Everybody doing? Always remember, it was always his cross, and that's the reason why we can sit here, we can talk, and do what we do. All right? So always remember that. It's always his cross. That's why we can see each other just like this. And you on this side of the screen, I'm on this side of the screen, but we can still see each other because that's what he did for us, okay? And I'll never forget that. Today we in Proverbs chapter 26. It's another consecutive chapter. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So that's what it is. It's called The Observations About Fools, Sluggers, and Busybodies. Proverbs chapter 26. This is the observations about fools, sluggers, and busybodies. It says, as snow in summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As the bird was wandering, as the swallow flying, so the cur's costless shall not come. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him or her. Answer a fool according to his or her folly, lest he or she be wise in their own conceit. Period. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. Period. The legs of the lame are not equal. Double period. So is a parable in the mouth of fools. As he that biteth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. As a thorn go up into the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. The great God that formed all things both reward the fool and rewardeth the transgressor. As a dog returneth to its own vomit, so as a fool returneth to his or her folly. Period. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? That's a question. There is more hope of a fool than of him or her. The slothful man or woman says, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his or her hinges, so doeth the slothful of his or her bed. Period. The slothfulness hideth his or her hand in his or her bosom. It grieveth him or her to bring it again to their mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his or her own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. Period. He that passeth by and metteth with strife, belonging not to him or her, is like one of that taketh a dog by the ears. As a man, as a madman who caseth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man that deceiveth their neighbor, and said, I am not in sport. Where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. As coals are to burning coals and wood to fire, so is a contention man to kindle strife. The word of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. It says, burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dismisseth with his or her lips have laid upon deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his or her heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit, and his or her wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Period. Whosoever diggeth a pit shall fall therein. Whosoever diggeth a pit shall fall therein. And he or she that rolleth a stone, it will return upon them. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruins. That was Proverbs chapter 26. It's another consecutive chapter. It goes on and on and on and on and on. This was the observations about fools, sluggers, and busybodies. And pretty much it's self-explanatory. Just my interpretation as always. You can go in and get your own. It says, answer not a fool according to his or her folly, lest thou also be like unto them. So basically he's saying don't entertain fools. And that I've never done. I see a lot of foolish stuff that goes on around me, and I try my best to just keep looking past it. But sometimes people like to keep doing U-turns to try to make you notice it. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Those type of people. And then it says, as he that biteth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. So, you know, don't be out here giving honor and trying to show up for a fool and go to war behind a fool. Don't. Then it says, as a dog returneth to its vomit, so a fool returneth to his or her folly. Meaning that, just my interpretation, that we all backslide. So we have to be careful about returning to the same mess, the same disgusting mess, the same deceitful, defiling things that we had got up out of. Just be careful about going back there, being a follower, which is the folly. Then you become a fool, and then you could become a folly and a fool and a folly, and then you just all crossed up and just being a whole total wickedness mess. That's what he's saying. Then he says, the slothful hideth his or her hand in their bosom. It grieveth him or her to bring it again to their mouth. Once again, watch out for people that don't think. They don't think before they speak. They don't think before they react. We all are guilty of doing that every now and then, so no one can point any finger at anyone. What I'm just saying is, like, when you become into Christ, you should practice more on not speaking before you think and not reacting before you think. You should always, like I always try to tell people, sleep on it. And if you feel the same way in the morning, which you should have joy in the morning, that's why you shouldn't go to bed angry, so that you can have a clear conscience in mind, and you can dissect what you heard or what you feeling. Because if you don't go to bed angry, then in the morning the joy should have your answer for you, and so you don't have to lean on your own understanding. That's what I mean. So I'm gonna do one more. As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death. It don't just have to be a man. It can be a woman or sometimes children. What he's saying is, don't do that. Like, sometimes, like people say, watch your mouth, watch your tongue. What you speak of could happen. So you should watch being around fools, being around follies. Try not to backslide too much. Still ask for forgiveness, and don't be out here speaking with that fire with that tongue, because you can find yourself in a situation all because of your mouth. Is basically what he's saying. So this is Proverbs chapter 26. This is the observations about fools, sluggers, and busybodies. It's another consecutive chapter. It goes on and on and on and on. And this is of self-love and true love. This is what this was based on. Self-love and true love. So if you ever understood anything about self-love, then you should understand Proverbs chapter 26. If you know anything about true love, you should understand Proverbs chapter 26. All right. So that's what I got for y'all this evening. Always remember, if you ever felt like you wanted to come and you needed to get better with yourself, and you just feel like there's no one around that can make you feel better with yourself, I promise you, if you grab this right here, not my book, but your own book, and you start to get into these stories, these books, and you'll find out that it's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about us as collective people. That's what I'm saying. So don't ever feel like there's nobody there for you. I'm telling you, there's somebody here for you. All you gotta do is pick up your Bible and start reading. And you don't have to get on and record to start reading the Bible either. You can do it on your spare time. It always says study to show thyself approved. And so when you do that, you become a better person. So don't be scared, y'all. That's what I'm saying. You know you want to. You know you want to come and join the fun. So stop playing. Anyway, I ain't gonna stay too long. I got things to do. How everybody doing? What's up, Hernandez, Superman, Big M, everybody that's looking and watching on the back end. I see y'all on the next one. Remember, God loves you, Jesus loves you, so do I. And always remember that God is the Almighty, and He's powerful. And if you have any questions, just go to Him. He'll answer your questions. Just gotta wait on Him sometimes, you know. Always remember, drink that water, drink that lemonade, eat that fruit. You know, I love mango. Hey, fellas, she love that steak and that lemon and lime water. And also, don't forget that lemonade. And don't forget that you worthy, you eternal, you made in us forever. And we going to be here for you, all right? All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next.